I, it is day 4, I would say. Day 4, yes. And last night was kind of all over the place. It started out really great, and then near the end of it, it started getting really bad. And I think this was the first time as well, and that's why it caught me off guard. This was the first time that as soon as the sun started coming up that I didn't get my energy back. So the night was pretty good. I was able to do some organizing around the house. Then I was even able to work on my website a little bit. So I was feeling good. And then, I anticipated that the block between 4 and 6 was going to be pretty rough. So I kept an easy activity, filling up my supplements for that time. And I was doing that. And yes, I was getting very tired, but I was okay with that because I knew that was going to happen. And I figured, past couple of days after 6, I started, regaining some of my energy. But so for some reason, I don't really know why that was not the case today. I don't have any particular reason that I can think of, but it's just the fluctuation that's part of adaptation, I think. And it caught me a little off guard. Phew, that was really, really, really rough. Thing is, there's this point where you're so much of a zombie that you can't even do like simple tasks anymore, like even the dishes or something like would be, and there were no dishes, they were already done, so I don't know, but there's this point of zombie-ness or zombiehood or whatever, that as soon as you can't really do anything anymore, the clock just stops. It just doesn't go forward anymore, and that's really rough, because honestly, it's hard at times to stay standing up, to stay moving, and as soon as you sit down or you lie down, it doesn't take more than a minute to start, dozing off. And I'm actually lucky that I didn't do any major mistakes now. What I did end up doing is, so between 4 and 6 was rough, between 6 and 8 was also really rough because I expected to be better and I wasn't. So I just zombied around the house a little. And was it after 8? No, I think I did another. Yeah, I added another nap at 9, which is just it's even not a halfway point nap, so it's an extra nap there. And I was a little worried about, is that gonna screw up my adaptation in any way? Because there is a case to be made for the timing being essential, but because Steve, in his experiment, added those halfway naps and was more flexible, I think what's more important is that it's to me, it seems like it's more important to get to never oversleep, to only do 20 minutes at a time, only do that. So your body's really like 20 minutes. It's basically, oh, he's lying down, I gotta get me some REM. That's basically what I want my body to think and do. So I think it's more important that you do that, you never go over the 20 minutes, than actually following the schedule rigidly, super rigidly. So that's only a hypothesis, but that's what I'm going with. I hope it works, and if anyone's interested in trying, it would be very interested to just nap as much as you want, but only 20 minutes, and then leave a little bit of time. I've talked about this, but that's basically the decision that I also made for myself. Like, honestly, time was going so slow. At 8:45, it was like, if I have to wait another hour, I felt like I wasn't gonna make it. And I think at that point, it's important that you nap and don't oversleep. So I managed to do that. I did for the first time, I put an extra timer in my bedroom and a little bit away from the bed. I didn't end up needing it. Also shrank the length of the nap even more, 16 minutes now, because I think if you're tired waking up, that could be, when you actually sleep, that could be going into deep sleep. So I think REM typically takes only like 10 to 15 minutes, and because I'm so tired, I fall asleep immediately. So if I get those 10 minutes REM, that's 10 minutes more that I'm just entering that slow wave sleep, waking up very drowsy, and that just makes everything so much harder. So I kind of shortened it even more, 16 minutes now. We'll see how it goes. I think it's kind of funny that less really is more here, and that I might end up with a schedule where I do 15-minute naps instead of 20. I never really saw that coming. Just a moment here. Also tested out my decaf bulletproof coffee, and I approve. It's good. Because it's fairly easy to find good coffee beans, but decaf is more prone to all kinds of toxins. So I bought the bulletproof ones, hoping that I'd like them, that they'd be delicious, and they are. So yeah, pretty happy about that. So where was I? So really hard time tonight, and then I think if you're watching this with the idea of trying, this is going to be your main takeaway. Aside from all the principles, it's going to be rough, but it's going to be up and down, and that's really it catches me by surprise every time. Every time it goes well, I'm like, I don't want to assume too much, but I feel like it's going well, and then it goes like, I crash, and it's hard, but perhaps knowing that going in, being aware of that might be helpful, and then having the tools to deal with it, like, just don't oversleep, but nap more if you need it. That's been working for me. I think I've been really blessed that I have no issues with my timers. I've been practicing for months. Like I said, I always was a napper, and as soon as I uncovered, like, okay, I'm gonna do this experiment when my schoolwork and my training is over, for a while, when I get a chance, basically, I want to be ready. So I started always waking up after 21 minutes. Boom, when my alarm goes, I wake up. Alarm goes, wake up. And then the same thing in my week that I just did the naps but still slept that night, always alarm perfectly. And I think that kind of habit is ingrained. So keep in mind that could be some way you can prepare. Even now, take naps, wake up after 20 minutes, just do that. And if you're napping, keep in mind that a nap is not about falling asleep. A nap is about rest. So even if you're not falling asleep, because a lot of people, they'll try to nap and they're like, oh, I'm not sleeping, and they'll worry and they'll stress, and that's when they're not resting. So you start with resting. You start with just lie down, just chill, just even if you're caught up in thought, that's fine. It's all okay. Just the fact that you're lying down is the practice. After a while, you'll be able to relax so much that you'll start falling asleep, start feeling good after those naps. Okay, this one's a little bit longer, a bit of a rant on how hard it was. I started feeling better after my 10 a.m. nap. So 9 a.m. nap, after that I took a cold shower. No, I think after 8 a.m. I took a cold shower, felt a little bit better, but then it got worse again and I had to take a 9 a.m. nap. So now it's 10 a.m. and I think I'm going to just last until 2. I think it's not 10 a.m. now, it's like 12 or something, but I'm thinking I'm going to last till 2, and I feel not much better than yesterday, but I have enough energy to continue, doing my courses that I want to follow, doing some work on my website, doing some writing, perhaps. We'll see what the day brings. But so now I'm good. I'm very curious. Tonight is gonna be the 5th night, or is it the 4th night? It's the 4th day, so it's gonna be the 4th night. So there's still 4 or 5. That's when it really should start getting better. So I really hope I'll see that, because I don't know how much of that, how much more of those I can take. Hopefully they'll already be better. And I have a feeling that there was one more thing I wanted to share. 72 hours. So I've now, aside from the one slip up, that was like 45 minutes of the complete blackout for me. Aside from that, I've been awake. I've never slept more than 20 minutes for over 72 hours now, and I feel good. Obviously my energy dips a lot during the night, which is a rough period, but that should start getting better, and yeah, I hope I can report that. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting longer than the rest. I don't like that. See you in the next one.